Unbelievable. I'm turning purple here. I got to calm. Man, look at my face. It's all red. It looks like a disaster. I look like Santa Claus, for crying out loud. The Guardians win it. The Guardians win it. The Guardians win it. You see the score right there? 5-2. A lead that was once 15 games for the time. God, I'm spitting out food. I'm a total disaster here. Look at me. I'm a mess. What was once a 15-game lead for the Detroit Tigers in the American League Central, a Guardians team I completely wrote off in June and then again in August. They win again, 16 of 18, down 2-0 to Tarek Skubal in this game. After Riley Green hit a 2-out solo homer in the 6th, it looked dire. Skubal was dominating. He had given up just one hit, got out of a first-inning jam on a double play. It was all Tigers going to the bottom of the 6th, 2-0. Gavin Williams was pitching well, but it appeared he was not pitching well enough. And that's when this fucking game changed. The Guardians scored 3 runs without a ball leaving the infield in the bottom of the 6th. They tacked on 2 more on a clutch 2-out hit by Daniel Schneemann in the 7th, and the Guardians win it 5-2. 19 strikeouts by the Guardians pitching staff, a pitching staff that had a starting pitching staff that had a 1.50 ERA that'll actually go up because Gavin Williams gave up 2 runs in 6 innings. What a performance. Gavin Williams was good. 6 innings, 6 base runners, 2 runs, 12 Ks. The bullpen absolutely lights out. Eric Sabrowski, Hunter Gaddis, and Cade Smith, 3 innings, 1 base runner. Gaddis gave up a 2-out single in the 8th. No walks and 7 strikeouts by the pen. In total by the Guardians pitching staff tonight, 9 innings, 5 hits, 2 walks, 2 runs, and as I mentioned, 19 strikeouts. The Guardians win a game in which they only had 2 extra base hits, doubles by Kyle Manzardo and Stephen Kwan. And Manzardo didn't even score after his double. The Guardians missed an opportunity. I think that was in the 5th inning. But let's go back to this crazy 6th inning. And one thing I got to mention as part of this crazy 6th inning is David Fry getting hit in the face. This was awful, absolutely awful. It completely affected Tarek Skubal on the mound. There was no doubt about it. He kind of cratered after that. I mean, he already lost his mind. I don't know what the fuck he was doing. Well, let's get into it. Let's break down this inning. So it was a 1-0 game. Let's go to the top of the 6th. 2 out, nobody on. Gavin Williams is pitching great. He just struck out Carpenter and Torkelson. Green hits the home run, and I'm sitting on my couch, and I'm like, damn it. I didn't like being down 2-0 late to the Tigers and Skubal. And at the time, Skubal's pitch count through 5 was not bad. Like he looked like he could have gone maybe 7, maybe even 8, depending on how efficient he was. But they get out of that inning without further damage. And then the bottom of the 6th inning, which if the Guardians do what they have to do in the next 5 days and end up winning this division, we'll look back at this inning as the inning that put them over the top. The Guardians' 6th inning is a perfect encapsulation of what they've done here for the last, let's say, 3 weeks. I mean, it's funny because I've been saying for a while, well, if they win every game, just about every game. And that's what they've done. They had to win almost all of their final 23 games. And so far, they've won 16 of 18. It's just batshit crazy. It really is. So let's go to the 6th inning. Stephen Kwan leads off the 6th. Remember back the day of the trade deadline. I was on with you live the day of the trade deadline. We all thought Stephen Kwan could get traded that day. We all hoped Stephen Kwan would not get traded that day. I was passionate about it. I did not want the Guardians to trade Stephen Kwan. They were sellers. They traded Shane Bieber, but they did not trade Stephen Kwan. Okay? Flash forward to tonight. Bottom of the 6th, 2-0 Tigers. Stephen Kwan does what a leadoff hitter's got to do. He gets on base. Bunt single, runner on first, nobody out. Now, I got to say, what gets lost in the air here, Angel Martinez lays down a sac bunt. This was, I don't know, I'm guessing this was Martinez doing this on his own. It gets lost. I'm not going to dwell on this for a minute. But a sac bunt in that situation was a very stupid play. I can't imagine that Stephen Vogt called that play because you're down 2 runs and they could potentially walk Jose, which they didn't, which, I get it. I guess he's the go-ahead run, but I would have considered walking him, but whatever. So, but Tarek Skubal, and this was even before he hit Fry, and we'll get to that. And if you haven't seen the Fry thing, I'd advise not watching it. But definitely watch what Tarek Skubal did, and I'm going to watch it again as we talk about it here. Because I've watched it 7 times, and I still can't believe Tarek Skubal did what he did. There's the Martinez bunt. Skubal, like a long snapper. Like, what's the Browns' long snapper name? I can't think of his name. Is it Hachimura? Something like that. What the hell is the Browns' long snapper name? I'm probably sure everybody's putting it in the chat. And folks, Rex Sunahara. That's it. He tried to pull a Rex Sunahara. He goes. I keep wanting to watch it because I'm like, he didn't really do that. It was just crazy. It was really insane that that's what Tarek Skubal tried to do on that play. He'd be better off, and it's a tough angle. I get it. There's not a great chance. It was a good bunt. Then eat the ball. We tell the kids in Little League and fall ball all the time, just eat it. If you can't make the play, eat it. But instead, he airmails the throw. Kwan gets the third. Martinez gets the second. Now, the next batter's Jose. And remember, so far, you're down 2-0. Kwan, bunt single. Martinez reaches on a bunt. So you have second and third, nobody out on 2 bunts. Then Jose comes up. They decide not to walk him in that situation. All right. I would have, honestly, because he's just so much better than everybody else's team. I would have walked him personally. They didn't. Jose, with a swinging bunt down the third baseline, goes about 40 feet. McKinstry, he hit it. I'm watching it again now. He basically hit it off the hands. Go rewatch this infield hit by Ramirez. It's just above his hands. This was nowhere close to the barrel of the bat. Jose, of course, just racing out of the box. Great hustle, obviously, by Kwan. Martinez. The Guardians, again, it just all worked out. They had 3 good base runners in that situation. And so that's why everybody's able to beat it out. McKinstry's got no play. So now it's 2-1. And now you got the tying run at third, Jose at first. There's still nobody out. Now David Fry comes up. This is where it got ugly, unfortunately. And it's the only negative sidebar in what was otherwise an amazing inning. David Fry tries to bunt. Again, remember, bunt, swinging bunt. David Fry then tried a safety squeeze when Fry gets hit in the face, right? They try a safety squeeze with Martinez coming home. It hits Fry in the face. And, it was, if you haven't seen it, please don't see it. Don't look at it. He had to be carted off the field. It was fucking horrible. That was horrible. And I watched it a bunch of times because I wanted to see if it hit the bat. I wasn't sure. And it was just so ugly. Anyway, let's move on from that. Hopefully all thoughts for David Fry. Hopefully he's okay, but I'm guessing his season's over. That was, God. Hope his eye sockets are okay, and just all the best to him. But if you're watching the game, you saw that Tarek Skubal was completely rattled after this play, and I get it. Nobody wants to hit it. You don't want to throw a 99-mile-an-hour fastball on another player's face. This is a brotherhood here. I get it. He was shaken up. He threw down his glove. Then, okay, so it's still first and third. George Valera comes in to replace Fry with 2 strikes. He uncorks a wild pitch. Martinez scores to tie the game. Jose gets the second. Eventually, George Valera strikes out. Now, if you're an official scorer, by the way, that counts as a strikeout toward David Fry. Then, so Jose gets the second on the wild pitch. So it's 2-2. Jose's on second. He is doing what he always does, driving pitchers batshit crazy out there. He's bouncing around. He forces Scooble to balk. Okay, now he gets the third. So now that's huge. Because now he's on third with less than 2 outs. And so let's recap. Bunt, swinging bunt, tried to bunt, got hit in the face, strikeout, wild pitch, strikeout. Sorry, the wild pitch should have been before strikeout. Balk. Then Gabby Arias comes up. We know he's been pretty good lately. Runner on third, 2-2 game, 1 man out. And you're like, all right, well, we'll see if Arias can come through here. Jose's at third, getting a third on the balk. What happens? Arias, in this situation, he then hits a slow roller to first base. And Jose, of course, the great base runner that he is, takes off. He's got a secondary lead. He's probably I couldn't really see it. I'm going to try to watch it again to see if I can see it. But I bet you that Jose, let me see, can I see Jose here? Yeah, oh yeah. But I'm telling you, folks, it looked like, the first baseman, Torkelson, he had no play at home. And with a lot of base runners, you're going to score in that situation. But Jose, there's some base runners who won't. I got a better angle here. Jose is basically halfway down the third baseline towards home. He's close to halfway by the time Arias puts it. So as soon as it hits the ground, by the time it took the second bounce, he was almost home already. So a lesser base runner might not have, or there might have been a throw at least. But anyway, he scores. Manzardo strikes out to end the inning. But again, they scored 3 runs on bunt, swinging bunt, hit in the face, wild pitch, strikeout, balk, slow chopper, ground out to first. They scored 3 runs. They never hit a ball more than 45 feet. Maybe the ground out by Arias was 50 feet. 55. That's guards ball right there. I mean, that was crazy. You talk about manufacturing runs. 3 runs. They didn't hit anything hard. Nothing out of the infield. Nothing hard against the best pitcher in baseball, and they scored 3 runs. And they did what they've done almost every day during this stretch. They pitched great, and they came through in the clutch. And then, so you go to the 7th. Gavin Williams comes out of the game because he had thrown, 90 pitches. Let me double check that. Yeah, 91. I thought maybe they'd leave him for the 7th, but I understood. It was a long sit, too, because he was that deep into the game. You really couldn't bring him back out because he had thrown 91, and that was a long bottom of the 6th between all the base runners, all the confusion, the injury, which took a lot of time. Anyway, Sabrowski comes in, and you need that shutdown inning, right? You just gain a lead, you can't give it right back. And then by the end of that inning, you're also thinking, well, Scooble's probably out of this game because he was up to 90-something pitches. So let's go. Take care of business here. Maybe tack on, but don't, just don't give him right back. And a beautiful 1-2-3 inning by Sabrowski. McKinstry strikes out the first 2. And then Ibanez hit it hard, but Quan made a great. That was, that was actually a great play, and that was big because he doesn't make that play. Maybe Ibanez gets the second. They have Parker Meadows coming up. Who knows? Could have been a different game, but Quan made a really nice play in that 7th. Then in the bottom of the 7th, 2 quick outs for who was pitching at that point? Canely. So Canely gets 2 quick outs. Then Austin Hedges, and honestly, I thought at that point they might pinch hit for him. But he walks, and then I was surprised they didn't pinch run for Hedges. They go to Finnegan, who's their closer who they traded for. Quan rips the double. I'm all ticked off because I'm like, they should have pinch ran for Hedges. Anybody else on the team probably scores on the Quan double, but all right. Still second and third. They bring up Schneemann for Martinez. Schneemann's obviously been struggling second half of the year, but he comes through. He comes through an opposite field base hit to left. Hedges and Quan both score. It's 5-2. Unbelievable. Then in the 8th inning, Gaddis comes in. Again, strikeout. Did give up a hard hit to Carpenter for a base hit, but then he strikes out Torkelson to end the inning. Guardians go fairly quietly in the 8th. Halpin, who came in the game, got an infield hit. But then in the 9th, Cade Smith just lights out. Strikeout, line out to Jose. He didn't throw a single ball, I believe, right? Was it 9 pitches for Cade? Yeah, 9 pitches, all strikes. This was a great win, folks. This was so much fun. I know if you're a diehard baseball fan like me, this is the best. We all thought the Guardians were finished. There's nobody to believe they were still alive. And again, they were 69 and 70. 69 and 70 3 weeks ago. They're now 85 and 72. It's just crazy. So, what does that mean? Well, let's look at the standings. The Detroit Tigers are also 85 and 72. And if you look at the box score at MLB.com, it says on the box score, it says Guardians 85 and 72, first in AL Central. Tigers 85 and 72, second in AL Central. Why are the Guardians in first place in the AL Central, even though they're tied? Because they won the season series against the Tigers. They have locked that up. Even if they lose the next 2, which hopefully they will not, that would not be good. But they have locked up the season series. So if the season ended today, the Cleveland Guardians, who at one point were 15 games out, on September 1st, were 10 games out in third place. The Guardians right now lead the division with 5 games to go in the regular season. Their magic number is 5. Their magic number for clinching the division is 5. They are 85 and 72. And by the way, they're only, and the Mariners are red hot, and they're playing the Rockies, so I'm not expecting anything. But it is still possible that the Guardians could finish second. They're mathematically alive for the 1 seed, and that's not happening. But, I mean, you know what? I'm not counting out anything at this point. It's been absolutely unbelievable. So they've won 9 of 10. They've won 16 of 18. One more, the Guardians, whose run differential has been way in the negatives for most of the year. It's still in the negative, but it's down to -6. They got a chance to have a positive run differential before the end of the season. I got to say, I'm so glad what this team's doing. I thought they'd finish under 500 when September started. They've gone in the complete opposite direction. They are red hot. Yeah, they're a flawed team, especially in the lineup, but the defense is playing well. They're getting just enough hitting. They're running the bases great as they always have in the past, and they didn't do earlier this year. The pitching's been lights out. The bullpen is lights out. And the crowd was great. Kudos to all of you folks that went to the game. And all the great Guardians fans. That place was packed tonight. I don't know. For whatever reason, I didn't hear the official attendance. Let me see if I can. Oh, it is. There we go. Oh, there it is. From Jason Hugg. Who's Jason Hugg? I like his name. 29,500 plus tonight, and you can hear every one of them. Yes, you could. 29. That is amazing. They sold. The season ticket base for the Guardians is not huge. Look at that. It was 11 games back. I thought it was 10, but all right, whatever. 19 days ago, they were 11 games back. No, this has never happened in the history of baseball. Now they got to finish it off. You beat their best pitcher again. You got the pitching edge in the final 2 games in this series. It's going to be interesting tomorrow because it's supposed to be rain for most of the day. If they can get this game in, or they wind up playing a doubleheader on Thursday, who knows? Now even though we're hoping at this point, we're all focused on winning the division, and the Guardians obviously are in great shape to do that as they lead the division right now. We do, of course, want to pay attention to the teams in the wild card mix. The White Sox shockingly lead the Yankees 2-1 in the top of the ninth. The Red Sox leading the Blue Jays 4-1 in the top of the eighth. The Rangers still mathematically alive, trail the Twins 2-1 in the fifth. Royals Angels just getting underway. Mariners Rockies just getting underway. And the Astros and the A's will be starting in about 30 minutes. So I won't update you on that. I won't be able to update you on that. But the good news is the Guardians win. They continue to take care of their own business. And it was just an awesome night. And we'll do this again tomorrow. But I'm not going away just yet, folks. I'm going to get to the chats. And there's a million of them, so I'm going to miss some, and I apologize. But we got so many people watching. Thanks to all of you. There's hundreds of people, over 1,000 now, actually, that are watching live. And I really appreciate it. I love you all, and I'm glad you're having fun with this. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. I would appreciate it. Yeah, I am gonna start near the bottom. Okay, I'm gonna start near the bottom. Evan 419. Oh no, that's a response to somebody else. Okay, Red Right 88. Unbelievable, amazing, crazy. 1940 Miracles Braves vibe. Chui, damn, Scooble is such a stand-up guy. He is. 12 strikeouts, says B Skrills. Wow, damn, Gavin did great. WR Cup says, hell yeah, let's go Guards. Tin Cup, wow. Mr. Mac, there's nothing like a pennant race. No sport has anything like it. You're right, man. There's nothing like a baseball pennant race when a team is streaking back like a bunch of wild dogs. John Markey, love and appreciate you, Bull. Let's effing go. Let's effing go. Let's see. Carl Ferber, any word on how Fry is doing? I have not seen word on Fry. I'll text Zach and let's see. Yeah, you know what? On September 4th, on September 1st, the Guardians were 10 back, but yes, on September 4th, they were 11 games back. This is insane. They were 11 games back 19 days ago. Zach hasn't had an update yet, so if anybody would have had it, it would be Zach. IO Rage, Gavin Williams wasn't perfect, but damn, he was money. Gregory Linehan, Guards ball, unreal. What a year. Dano, does Vogt get Manager of the Year consideration even if they somehow didn't make the playoffs? Just incredible for this team. Let's see. So, can Vogt win Manager of the Year? Yeah, absolutely. But they got to make the playoffs. If they make the playoffs, I think he's got to be Manager of the Year. But if they don't, he probably won't win, but he'll get votes. Ryan Johnson, Bull, can they go on a run or what? You know what? Crazier things have happened. My head tells me that eventually the poor offense will catch up with them in the postseason. But what the hell, man? You never know. It's wide open. I like the Mariners a lot. I think they're the best team in the American League. The Yankees are mediocre. Yankees are not that good. The Blue Jays have a terrible bullpen. Yankees have a terrible bullpen. Whoever's going to be the last team. I'm not making the Guardians a favorite. I'm not telling you they can win. I think they got a shot. One step at a time, one game at a time. Still got to clinch this playoffs. One day at a time. That's how they have to look at it. That's how we have to look at it. Jason Hugg back in the mix again. AL is wide open. Each team has flaws. What makes ours worse than anybody else's? The Guardians' flaws, obviously, they're hitting. It's by far the worst, but they've got the best bullpen. They don't have the best rotation, but they have a good rotation. Mike, we got the healthiest rotation right now. Yeah, along with the Mariners, although Brian Wu might have an issue, and he's been their best pitcher. Wahoo fan, if we lose Fry for the playoffs, that's awful. Listen, it's awful what happened to him. He's been terrible this year. from a baseball perspective, I don't think his loss is a huge deal. Nathan says, A.J. Hinch is not winning manager of the year, not after this collapse. Well, the Mariners. Why can't I think? Who the hell's their manager? Scott Service? Why can't I think of the Mariners manager? Dan Wilson, not Scott Service, wrong catcher. Dan Wilson could definitely win manager of the year. A.J. Hinch has got no chance after this collapse. Come on. Chris, I'm crazy happy I'm still talking about them right now. I didn't think I would be. No, I thought there would be no chance that I'd be doing a live show after the Guardians game in late September. No chance. David says, never thought we had the best bullpen in back-to-back years. Jason, what can Bybee learn from what Glavine did tonight? Hey, he pitched well his last time. Gunner says, Gavin Newsom. I like Gavin Newsom. I don't know what he has anything to do with this. Did you mean Greg Newsom? Barry, hope your Cubbies pull it out tonight, Bull. Yeah, I wanted them to knock the Mets out of playoff contention. The Mets came back, though. Cubs had a 6-1 lead in that one. It's now 7-6 Mets in the bottom of the sixth. Wild game. Dave says, my friend is a longtime Tiger fan who doubled down on a bet they would blow this game after up 2-0. He won $250. Good for him. Speaking of which, make sure you check out the Bet Rivers app, folks. Bet Rivers app is unbelievable for all your gambling needs, including baseball, including in-game bets. And get extra value this summer with prop packs exclusively at Bet Rivers. Opt into the prop packs promotion and for your chance to earn profit boosts, bonus credits, and more when you place MLB same-game parlays. See the Bet Rivers app for full details and tear into the action. All right, let me give a couple more chats. KTB Bull, can you talk about how different Gavin looks now? He's dealing like it. He really is. I mean, I talked about this a little on UCSS. Okay, here's an update on David Fry. Good job, guys. Before I get back to Gavin Williams. David Fry undergoing further assessment at Lutheran Medical Center. So hopefully we'll get good news on him. But, yeah, it was very, very ugly. Cubs just tied up the Mets at 7. That's a wild game right now. As in terms of Gavin Williams, the second half, like he pitched pretty well in the first half, but he was inconsistent. The second half, he's been great. He really has. And he's been obviously their best pitcher. I mean, everybody's pitching great for the Guardians right now, but he has been their best pitcher. He's done a tremendous job. He is 8th in the American League in ERA. And he he's just been very consistent, especially the second half of the year. I'm trying to think. I feel like he's had only one bad start in the second half of the year. Here's Gavin Williams since the All-Star break, right? Since the All-Star break, 7 innings, 1 run, 6 innings, 2 runs, 6 innings, no runs, 8 2/3, 1 run. The one bad start of all teams against the 2 bad starts. Against the Marlins, gave up 4 runs in 3 innings. Then 5 1/3, no runs. Then he had another bad start against Texas where he gave up 3 runs in 3 1/3, got knocked out, walk 4. Seattle, 1 run, 7 innings. 1 run, 7 against Tampa. 2-6 last time out against Kansas City. 0-5 tonight. I mean, he's had 2 bad starts since the All-Star break. In fact, if you go back even further, I mean, he's only given up 10, 9, 22. He's only given up 30 earned runs since the start of June in 57, 90, 108 innings. He's given up 30 earned runs. I mean, he's you know what? My bad. He didn't even include that. Doesn't even include tonight's start, so it's even better. Because he gave 2 runs in 6 innings tonight. So he's just been tremendous. He's been tremendous. All right, folks, there's so many messages. Unfortunately, I cannot read them all. I really appreciate the love of everybody joining me tonight. I appreciate it. I'm going to be back on tomorrow night after the game. Remember, keep an eye on these other games that we're paying attention to here. White Sox lead the Yankees 2-1 in the bottom of the ninth. Red Sox lead the Blue Jays 4-1 in the top of the ninth. Keep an eye. You want the Astros to lose tonight. That's a big one. Keep an eye on that. You'd like Boston to lose, but that's not looking good. But the Guardians just keep taking care of business, and all will be right. Great win. Great job out of all of you for joining me. I love you all. I'll be on UCSS tomorrow, and then I'll be back with a post-game edition of the Bullpen, and probably Thursday as well. Zach and I will have an Ultimate Guardian show Friday morning. All kinds of Guardians coverage this week. Let's go. One day at a time. Don't get carried away. Let's not worry about the playoffs yet. Still got to get there. One day at a time, one win at a time. Please hit the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Please let your friends know about it. Everybody have a fantastic night. Again, love you all. Thanks to Z and Ernie for producing tonight. And we'll talk to you next time. Where else but right here in the Bullpen with Adam the Bull. See everybody. Have a good night. Go Guards, baby. Go Cards!